You may have noticed this number up here by the word updates. This is the number of packages in our project that aren't updated to the latest version. All of these packages were installed when we created the ASP.NET MVC project. So you might be wondering why it didn't install the latest version. Could it be that ASP.NET MVC won't work with the latest versions? ASP.NET MVC can work with the latest versions of most, actually I think all of these packages. The reason the latest version wasn't installed is because the ASP.NET MVC project template was created a while ago, and most of these libraries have released newer versions since then. Looking through them, it looks like they're all pretty common libraries and are probably all using semantic versioning. So we can tell if we can safely update them by looking at their version numbers. Remember, only a change to the major version number means it might contain some breaking changes. Updating a library to a higher or lower major version than the one we're already using may break our software. The safest bet is to update these all to their latest patch version number. But updating them to their latest minor version number is reasonably safe too. Here's something to be aware of when updating multiple packages. If I were to click Select All Packages and then click Update, it would update all of these packages to the latest version. That's the version shown here under the current version number. Looking at Newtonsoft.json, this means we'd be updating from major version 6 to major version 8. That's a big jump. The only other package where the major version numbers don't match is jQuery. Here, we'd be going from jQuery 1 to jQuery 2. With everything else, only the minor and patch version numbers change. Let's uncheck JSON and jQuery and click Update. We can double-check what we're doing in the confirmation dialog that pops up, and then agree to the licenses. For now, we can ignore this error about Visual Studio needing to restart. This is a temporary issue with the Microsoft.NET.compilers package. Now everything is updated to latest except for jQuery and JSON. What about these two? It's times like these that we really need to know about the libraries we're using. Well, it's always good to have a reasonable knowledge about the libraries we're using. Let's click on jQuery and then look at its version history. Let's take a look at the details for the first release of jQuery 2. Wow, it says here that it was released way back in 2013. That's a full 3 years prior to the time this workshop was recorded. Now we need to figure out why Microsoft decided to have ASP.NET MVC use version 1 of the library instead of the latest and greatest. If we looked at the release notes for jQuery 2, we'd learn that it doesn't support version 8 or earlier of Internet Explorer. That's why the major version number of jQuery was changed when it released jQuery 2. Internet Explorer 8 is a pretty old web browser by now, and I doubt the people using this web app will be using it, so I think it's safe to update this one to the latest. Now for JSON. Honestly, I don't know why Microsoft wants to use version 6. Version 7 was released nearly a year ago. I'll update this to the latest as well, but I'll be taking a risk that something will break in my app. Updating a library might cause my project's build to fail, or worse, it might cause a latent bug that won't be discovered until runtime. This is one of the reasons why vigilant developers write good unit tests and test their code before and after making big changes like updating the versions of the libraries. If we find that an updated package causes some issues, we can always revert back by updating to a previous version of the package. The other way we could have updated all of these packages to the latest minor version is to use NuGet's Package Manager console. We can open the console by clicking Tools, NuGet Package Manager, Package Manager Console. Anything we can do in the NuGet graphical user interface, we can do with the console, and more. I've included a link to information on how to use the console in the teacher's notes of this workshop. Also, any command line tools that come in NuGet packages can be run here. For example, we can run Entity Framework's migrate command from here because it's in the tools directory of the Entity Framework package.